if you're going to follow along with us and do the cajon with the snare feature, I bought one piece of snare wire like this. Mine cost me about $4. And then what I did was I just marked it in the middle, cut it. So now I have two pieces. Now I'm going to attach this to a piece of wood. And it's going to fit in here, and it'll lean forward, and it'll actually touch the plywood in front, the thin plywood or the tapa. And when you beat on it, these little wires are going to vibrate. So there's going to be one there, and another one here. Now I haven't found anything that says exactly what the placement should be or the reason why. So what I did, I just divided mine in 3/3 and just marked them and put them in the center. Now the wood that you use for this piece, most of the ones you see online, somebody goes out and buys a nice round dowel. I just had a piece of 1/4 round molding left over. That's what I use. You can use a square piece, whatever you want to do. And it's going to be mounted down in this area. And we'll work that out a little bit. And I'm going to fix it so it can lean against the tapa, and also so it can be moved to the back so it won't vibrate. So we're going to be able to use it with or without the snare. Now when you cut this piece, there's different ways you can do it. You can put a little bracket here, and you make a little wooden bracket, and it's going to sit on that. It rotates if it's round. What I'm going to do with mine is I have a little washer that'll fit on this end, and a little washer on the other end. So I had to take that into account when I cut my piece. I had to leave space for the two washers. And then I'll put a wood screw through here, and another wood screw through here with some kind of a handle on it so I can rotate this. And this side over here, we'll probably use maybe just a round dowel, something to make it just so it spins on it. We don't want this to be able to move or anything, or excuse me, to bind. It's going to just be loose. So by rotating what we have over here, this will either be against the plywood or it'll rotate to the back so it's off of it. And we'll get into that more in a minute. So cut these. Now when you get ready to do this, I just measured it in half. I took a marker, just drew a black line across here. And when you cut these, you're not going to cut them with a saw. You could use a pair of needle nose pliers if you want to. That's got the cutting edge in here. This is kind of hard because you got to get it in between everything. The best thing, if you have a pair of side cuts, these are an easy plier to use. You can just cut one at a time that way. And try to cut them as straight as you can. Now this is a good thing to wear your safety glasses with. If you cut one wire too long or one too short and you have to make adjustments and cut off a little piece, with a pair of side cuts, those little pieces of metal really go flying. So you don't want to get hit in the eye with those. So wear your safety glasses when you're cutting this, just to make sure you're going to be safe. Again, this doesn't have to be round. You can use a square piece, rectangular, whatever you have. Don't go out and buy a piece just for that. Later on, if you want to make a professional one, you can do that. Same thing with the pliers. Use what you have. Don't go out and spend extra money for that. This is just attached with a couple little wood screws to hold it in place.